Hi, welcome back to my channel, Open the Door. This is episode 171. I'm Not What Happened to Me. Welcome to all my regular viewers, by the way, and any new viewers or subs that I may have here with me today. Hope you guys are doing well. This phrase, I'm not what happened to me, is often attributed to Carl Jung. And the entire phrase says, I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become. Think about this for a second. What if the story you've been telling yourself is keeping you trapped? Not because it's false, but because it's incomplete. Maybe you've spent years introducing yourself through your pain by making statements such as, I was betrayed, I grew up in chaos, I've been rejected, I've failed, I've lost people I loved. Yes, those things happened. Yes, of course they did. But here's the truth that can change everything. You are not what happened to you. You are what you choose to do with that. The wisdom and the lessons that you learn from these experiences. The moment you stop confusing your experiences with your identity is the moment that your life begins to change. Let's talk about why. Pain is an event, not an identity. Yes, life leaves marks on all of us. Some are invisible. Most aren't. Pain has a way of convincing us that because something happened to us, it must define us. But an event is not an identity. Being abandoned doesn't mean you're unlovable. Being rejected doesn't mean that you're unworthy. And making mistakes doesn't make you a failure. Those are experiences, not definitions. The danger isn't what happened. The danger is believing that's all you'll ever be. Our minds are storytellers, and the stories that we repeat become the things that we believe. So every memory that we revisit reinforces a narrative. If your inner story is always, this happened to me, then eventually your life becomes organized around surviving the past instead of creating your future. The facts may never change, but the meaning can. And that's where healing begins. So become the author of your own life story. You didn't write every chapter of your life, but you can write the future chapters. Some chapters were written by loss in the past, and some chapters in the past were written by trauma. Some were written by people who never should have had that much influence in the first place. But today, the pen is back in your hand. You can't edit yesterday, but you can absolutely write what happens next. Your future doesn't have to resemble your past simply because your past was painful. So ask yourself these questions. What part of my identity comes from an old wound? What labels have I accepted that no longer fit? If I met myself today for the first time, how would I describe who I am? I love that question. And who am I becoming independent of what happened to me? So instead of asking, why did this happen to me? Try asking, what is this experience inviting me to become? Because maybe it taught compassion. Maybe it taught discernment and resilience. Maybe it awakened a purpose you never would have discovered otherwise. Sometimes the deepest wounds become the birthplace of our greatest wisdom. For this next week, notice every time you describe yourself through an old wound, such as, I've been hurt, I've been betrayed. Then ask yourself, if I removed that story, who would I be? Not who others expect you to be, not who your past says you are, who you are becoming today. Because that's the person who deserves your attention. So in closing, to underscore the main point of this episode, I'll say it again, your past is part of your story. It's not the title of your life. You are not your worst day. You are not your greatest regret. You are not what someone else did to you. You are a human being with an incredible ability to choose again, to grow again, and to become someone your past could never have predicted. So today, Make one decision that reflects the person you're becoming and not the person who was hurt. This is our episode for today. I hope you guys have been doing well. I've got a couple more episodes lined up. This may or may not be the episode that you see next on my channel, but you will be seeing this soon. Have a great day. Take good care of yourselves. I wish you peace, love, and light. And I'll talk to you soon. That's it for today. Bye.